Good afternoon. Today I want to share 1 Thessalonians 5, verses 12 and 13, which say, "But we request of you, brethren, that you appreciate those who diligently labor among you, and have charge over you in the Lord, and give you instruction, and that you esteem them very highly in love because of their work. Live in peace with one another." As I began reading these verses today, I thought immediately of pastors and how I have heard many times in my life people complaining about their pastors or the sermon. And they would complain maybe that the sermon was too long or that the pastor was boring. He wasn't exciting enough. It didn't apply to them. That the pastor didn't, acknowledge them, say hello, or stop to talk to them either before or after the service. And I know myself, I have been guilty of the same, of complaining, but thankfully God has opened my eyes to a few things. One, just because we may find the service boring or the pastor himself boring, doesn't mean that what he is saying is not meant for someone who is there listening. And many times what one person finds boring, another person will be like, "That was a fantastic sermon," because God speaks to people. If you keep your mind and your heart open. There's been times where maybe I thought, this doesn't apply to me, but as I thought that, I would just stop and pray, "Lord, somebody here needs to hear this." And so I just would pray for them that their heart and their mind would be open and they would be receptive to hearing it. I figure if God gave this pastor this message, then it is meant for someone who is going to be there that day. And by me complaining, or by you complaining, it could hinder somebody from getting the message that God wants them to hear. The complaining because, the pastor was boring. He wasn't eloquent enough. He didn't, entertain me. The pastor isn't there to entertain. He's there to get God's message to the people out. And just because you might not find it to your liking doesn't mean you should complain about it. We need to pray for our pastors and build them up. I know, saying that he didn't say hello to me before or after. Maybe the pastor had something else on their mind. Maybe they were needed and was trying to get to the person quickly. Maybe they saw somebody that they wanted or needed to talk to. And so they go past you. Maybe the pastor's just tired or, exhausted. And we need to give them grace, not complain about them, but, hey, help that pastor who obviously has something else on his mind right now, and just pray for them instead of complaining. Because maybe if you stopped the pastor, he wouldn't get to someone who really needed to talk to him. And so let's give our pastors grace. Let's lift them up in prayer. And let's be at peace with them as well as others. God bless.